Hey everyone, this is Lisa from Life in Layouts, and today I am back with another double page layout. I'm going to be using this sketch support number 23 from Scrapbook Generations, and I'm also going to be using this super old collection from Echo Park called Splendid Sunshine. I love the older collections of Echo Park because they used to give you the matching pattern paper, but like tone on tone paper, and I love that you have that option. And then the pattern paper or the solid paper was distressed a little bit. It's hard to tell in the video, but you can maybe hopefully see like up in the upper left and right hand corners of the paper, there's like these it almost looks like water was spilt on it and then tried to wipe it off. It's just a different color tone. It's really a gorgeous piece. The sketch is super simple. It just calls for a big pattern paper in the back. It actually calls for 3x4 photos, but I used 4x4 photos and I was only able to get 3 on the right, which is fine because that's all I had. I actually pulled out my Cameo. I don't think I've used it in videos in a super long time. I haven't used it in a super long time. It's like the original Cameo, so it's super old, and my computer that is programmed to it is super old, and so it's a pain to pull it out. But I did pull it out for this layout to cut out that big navy heart. So I did want to go ahead and save some of this paper because I really love this collection. I don't use it a lot because it is very girly, and I don't have obviously a lot of girl photos to scrapbook. I did go ahead and cut out the centerpieces since it was going to be hidden behind the photos anyways, and used it just on the top and bottom. I really like that polka dotted paper. It looks like somebody took a Sharpie and just like drew some circles in a squiggle, and I think it turned out amazing. Like sometimes I'm so surprised at how people come up with ideas for pattern paper, but I digress. All right, so now I can pull out this navy heart after I get this last photo down. I just used my T-square ruler and then realized that I probably should have put the heart down first because I needed to lay on top of it. I just found a free image in the Silhouette store. Most of the like basic shapes are free, and just made it as big as I could. I think it might be 11 by 11, but I wanted it to be really large like the sketch calls for. My heart is really fat as opposed to the sketch being really like tall and thin, but I'm okay with that. I decided to go ahead and add the little 1/4" strips in this yellow striped paper, and it's really hard to see on camera, but it does stand out a little bit more in the real life photos. I went ahead and just used that through the end of the 4x4 photo like the sketch calls for, but the sketch calls for a 4x6 photo standing up, and it would have covered up that line. So I just used my heart punch. First, I'm cutting out a bunch of different hearts in a bunch of different sizes. I have that big confetti heart punch. I think I picked that up at Hobby Lobby, and then I also have a smaller heart punches as well. And so I'm using those hearts to kind of cover up the end of that line so that it's not that harsh stop, and it's covering up what the photo would have covered on the sketch. So I just added a couple of different pattern papers up at the top and then down at the bottom to give you that diagonal look so that your eye is drawn across that photo of me. These photos are from a cruise that I took with my mom, and it's actually been several years, I think 7 years since that cruise. We went for her 55th birthday, and I was super excited to get to spend, you know, a couple days alone with mom and have some quality time with her. So this photo, like right when we got off the boat, there was this big sign that has the words, the islands of the Bahamas, and there's just a bunch of stickers on it, and it was really cool. So mom and I just did a little photo shoot there. And then I decided to add my title as Vacation Life. It is what it is. I'm not very good at coming up with titles, and so it worked. And then I went ahead and brought over that heart cluster like I did on the left-hand side of the layout. There really isn't much to this layout. The photos and that big heart are kind of the focal piece. After I got all the pattern paper down, I decided to go ahead and pull out my enamel shapes, and I put down some in the yellow and different colored pinks as well. And that added to a little dimension and texture to the layout, along with those paper pattern hearts as well. All right, so here is my final layout as well as some close-ups. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up or even leaving me a comment. I would love to talk to you guys in the comments. All right, thanks for watching, and I hope that you have a scrappy day.